Hey guys, Courtney Bailey here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing all things reading. If you're a homeschooling parent and you're looking for a recommendation on a reading program, or maybe you're new to homeschooling altogether, I wanted to give my recommendation on 3 fantastic reading programs that I believe will be a great fit for your family. A little bit about me. I started my career in education by being a general education classroom teacher. I taught for a few years and then I transitioned to special education as I just finished my master's in school psychology. So not only do I have an exposure in both general education and special education, but I've also been able to teach in many different states because I am a military spouse and I've been able to move around from state to state following my husband's career in the military. So because of that, I've had a lot of friends who have been messaging me asking me the recommendations on some reading programs because they've decided to homeschool their student this fall because of COVID. So I wanted just to jump on here and give some of my recommendations to you guys as well. Last week we discussed math. I gave my recommendations on 3 fantastic math programs. If you missed that video, you can find the link here. Before you begin your search, it's important to determine what exactly it is that you're looking for in a reading program. How much money are you wanting to spend? And what type of learner is your student? But not only that, it's also what type of teaching style are you? How much time do you have to dedicate to preparing a program or preparing a lesson for your child? There are some that are scripted and you can open the book and begin right away. And then there's some that you actually have to do some prep before you're able to actually teach the lesson. So knowing how much time you have to dedicate to that reading program, knowing how much money you want to spend, and then also thinking about what type of learner your student is. Are they kinesthetic, auditory, or visual learner? And finding a curriculum that gears towards those type of learning styles will help you find the right curriculum for your student. The 3 reading programs that I'm going to be discussing today are All About Reading, SONLIGHT, and Abeka. If you have experience working with these 3 curriculums, or if you have a better recommendation, please let me know in the comments below. All About Reading is a reading program that I'm super passionate about because it is a reading program that I am using now currently for my 3-year-old boy. It is fantastic because it is scripted, it is an open and go curriculum, and it's fantastic for those parents who are working full-time. So I can pick up my little guy from school and be like, hey, let's spend 10 minutes doing your reading program today. And I can pick the book up, go to his room, begin right away, and it takes me about 10 to 20 minutes. And then I could put the book away, and that's all I have to dedicate to the time. So it is fantastic for me being a military spouse and a working mom and going to graduate school and everything that I have on my plate. I'm still able to find time to sit down and teach him his letters because we're at the pre-level because he's only 3. But to be able to dedicate that time with him, it is fantastic as a busy mom. So it's great because it hits all different types of learning styles. It's not geared towards just kinesthetic learners or auditory learners or visual learners. It's able to think about the whole multi-sensory child together and be able to gear towards all those different types of learning styles. It focuses on the 5 components of reading, which I think are fantastic. Phonological awareness, phonics and decoding, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. There's oftentimes a huge gap in curriculums, whether it be they're great at fluency and decoding, but the phonics is missing out on the program. Being able to focus in on all 5 components of reading is huge. It really helps to build a great foundation of reading that your child is going to need in order to be a distinguished reader. What's really cool about All About Reading is it is founded on the phrase, failure is not an option. The founder of this program is a mother. She was a mother of a child who was diagnosed with dyslexia. She had psychologists and teachers tell her that her son was never going to be able to learn how to read. So she took it into her own hands to create a program that was going to be better fit for her child because she knew that he could learn how to read. He just was not being taught the right way. So this entire program was built around the student with dyslexia in mind. This is huge because being a school psychologist and being in the world of school psychology, there's been a huge increase in dyslexia. So being able to find a program that's geared towards those students is fantastic. So if you believe that your child may potentially have dyslexia, or if dyslexia falls in your family, then being able to start your child with these great foundations is a very, very, very good thing to have. All About Reading also comes with a placement test. So if you're not quite sure exactly which level your child is on, you can go on the computer and you can actually give the placement test to see if that's the right level that your child will begin with. There's a pre-level, which is what I'm teaching with my 3-year-old, and it can go all the way up to kindergarten. So it really focuses in on those early foundations and focuses in on letters and sound recognition. After the pre-levels, there's levels 1 through 4. What's really awesome about this is there's some samples online. So if you're thinking about all about reading and you want to know more, you can go onto the website, you can see some samples and get some more information from there. The next 2 programs that I'm going to be talking about are Christian-based. So if this is something that you do not want for your child, you can skip over the next 2 recommendations. But if this is something that you're interested in, both of these programs are fantastic academic programs as well. The first one is SONLIGHT. It is a Christian-based curriculum, and it's awesome because it's all grades and all subjects. So maybe you're not just looking for a reading program or a math program, but you're looking for all the programs. SONLIGHT would be a company to look at because they have all different grades and all different subjects, from reading, math, science, social studies, history. You can find a curriculum for all of the subjects that you're looking at homeschooling your child for. SONLIGHT was founded on a literature-based approach in teaching all subjects. So it starts with a story, and you're actually able to teach your content based off of that story. And what's really awesome about it is it's cross-curriculum. So you may be teaching reading foundation skills off of the story that you're learning, but you're also learning some history. It focuses on the read aloud. It allows for students to become passionate about reading. They have a love for learning. That's like their big quote. That's their selling point, is children have a love for learning and teachers have a love for teaching. So it allows them to be passionate about what it is that they're learning by reading a story and getting to know the characters and diving into that book, but being able to learn about many different components within their education within that one story. It covers all spectrum of learners as well, kinesthetic, visual, auditory. It really focuses on being able to think about the whole child as they're learning new content. The curriculum also comes with instructor guides to help the busy parents understand the curriculum better and how to appropriately teach that information. So it comes with lots of great resources for parents to help prepare themselves. So maybe you're new to homeschooling and you need all of the resources that you can find. This curriculum is great in order to provide that resource to you. What's really awesome about this program is it also aligns with Handwriting Without Tears. That is a program that I've used in my classroom as well that I think is fantastic for learning handwriting. So if this is something that you're looking into for your child as well, SONLIGHT actually aligns with Handwriting Without Tears. The last curriculum that I'm going to be talking about today is Abeka. It is another Christian-based curriculum, and it's multi-subjects as well, but it also goes from K to 12. So this is a curriculum that you can start with in kindergarten and they can graduate all the way through. What's amazing about this program is that it offers an official report card in choosing what you want to teach versus what you want the support from the virtual teachers. There's video lessons for all of the lessons for those busy moms or busy dads that don't have the time to actually sit down and teach each one, but they want to be homeschooled. So this actually gives you the lessons virtually that you can have your child log in, they can see the lessons, and then you can oversee their work from home. It's a spiral approach to learning, so they learn multiple different components and those are spiraled together and review throughout the entire program. So these are just my 3 recommendations for reading programs. There are fantastic ones out there, some ones that may be fitting your family better, but it's important to remember exactly what it is that you're looking for in a curriculum, what type of learning style your student is, what is your teaching style, and how much money and time you're wanting to dedicate to a homeschool curriculum. Next week, I'm going to be talking about science and social studies curriculum. I'll be giving some recommendations on those and some things to think about as you're picking a curriculum. See you then.